Good morning, kindergarten. Today we are continuing our hatch along unit. The eggs are still in their incubator. They're sitting at 100.1 degrees Fahrenheit. And right now is kind of the boring part of incubation where they're not really doing much from the outside right now. So we're going to continue learning about some other animals that lay eggs. And today we're going to focus on ladybugs. So let's start with what is a ladybug? So ladybugs are actually called ladybird beetles, but we usually just call them ladybugs. And there's a lot of different kinds of ladybugs, but the ones we're used to seeing that you might find in your garden or in the yard are these red ones with these black dots on them. And they're actually called seven-pot ladybugs because they have seven little dots on them. They're invertebrates, which means they're an insect, and they're mostly carnivores. And we learned the other day with praying mantises that carnivores means they eat meat. So they mostly eat meat and other little bugs. And they're really great to have in your garden because they actually eat bugs we don't want in our garden that damage plants, like aphids. And here's a map of where ladybird or ladybug beetles are found. And they're found throughout almost the whole world. Anywhere that's yellow, you can find ladybugs. The only places you can't find ladybugs are way up at the top of the world here, where it's just too cold for them to survive. But everywhere else in the world, you can find ladybugs. And here's a photo that I found of ladybugs in the fall and winter when it starts to get cold. You might find huge groups of ladybugs gathered together like this. And what they do is they group up, usually on sticks or rocks, usually in kind of a protected area under leaves or under logs. And they do this when the weather starts to get cold so that they can hibernate safely. And let's look a little bit at the different parts of a ladybug. So what we normally think of as their wings, those red big shields on their back with those black dots, those are actually called elytra, and they're wing covers, and they protect these really thin, delicate wings that they have underneath. If you've ever picked up a ladybug and watched it fly away, you might have seen that really thin wing underneath. We have their abdomen, that's like their chest and contains all of their body parts. A pronotum is what we call this little bit right here. It's not the head, but it's almost like a shield that protects their little head. And then they have their antennas and their legs. They're an insect, so they have 6 legs. Let's look a little bit really quickly at the life cycle of a butterfly, or sorry, of a ladybug. Ladybugs start out as eggs, just like with butterflies, and then they turn into a larva. It looks kind of like a caterpillar, just like butterflies, but it's actually a little bit longer than an adult beetle. A lot of people see these in their garden and they don't know what they are. These are like ladybug caterpillars. We call them larvae though. And then they start to form this cocoon, just like we learned butterflies do. And that cocoon gets hard, and that larva is then going to hatch and turn into a full adult ladybug that can go and lay more ladybug eggs and create more ladybugs. So instead of an art project associated with this today, my challenge to you today is go outside with an adult in the backyard or the front yard maybe and try and find some ladybugs. If you do, find a picture and post it to that Google Classroom. It's a beautiful day outside, so enjoy the weather and I will let you know how our eggs are doing tomorrow. Bye!